By the end of tonight's journey, a hound soaked in blood will howl your name into the dark, and there will be no turning back. But let's start where every soul like yours begins. Last time I showed you a kingdom where every heart is weighed on a golden scale, and a king who earned his throne by dying first. Tonight the lantern carries you north, to a colder country, where death does not ask what kind of person you were. It only asks how you died. Here there is no scale, no feather, no confession, only a single brutal question decided in the last instant of your life. Come, the frost is already at the gate. Picture a battlefield at the moment the fighting ends. Steel still ringing, snow turning red, and descending through the smoke riders on winged horses, armor bright as ice in sunlight. These are the Valkyries, Odin's choosers of the slain. They do not save the living, they walk among the dead, and they choose. Half of every warrior fallen in battle is claimed by a Valkyrie and carried up and away into the sky. The other half is claimed by someone else entirely. The goddess Freyja, who takes her own share to her hall of Folkvanger, a place the old poets barely bothered to describe, because every storyteller since has only wanted to talk about the other half. The half bound for the Golden Hall. To reach that hall, a soul must cross Bifrost, the burning rainbow bridge that spans the gap between the world of the living and the world of the gods. And Bifrost is not left unguarded. At its high end stands Heimdall, whitest of the gods, who needs less sleep than a bird and can hear grass growing on the far side of the world. He carries a horn, the Gjalla horn, and he will not sound it until the day the whole world ends. Until then, he only watches. He does not question the slain. If a Valkyrie has chosen you, Heimdall simply steps aside, and the bridge carries you the rest of the way. Beyond the bridge stands the hall itself, Valhalla, the Hall of the Slain. Picture a roof shingled entirely in golden shields, rafters cut from spear shafts, and 540 doors, each one wide enough for 800 warriors to walk through shoulder to shoulder. Inside, the fallen are called Einherjar, and their existence is not rest. Every morning they arm themselves and fight each other across the field outside, a battle with no ending and no true death. Every wound closes by evening. Every night, the dead who tore each other apart hours earlier sit together at the same table and feast and drink mead poured by the Valkyries themselves, from a goat that never runs dry. This is not paradise for its own sake. It is training. Odin is gathering the finest warriors who ever lived because he knows exactly how the world ends, and he intends to meet that ending with an army. But of course, most people do not die on a battlefield, and for them, no Valkyrie ever comes. Picture instead a long, dim road leading down and north, colder with every step, until the path ends at a river that must be crossed on a bridge roofed in gold and guarded by a giantess who demands your name before she lets you pass. Beyond her waits a gate, and chained before that gate, a hound. Garmr, soaked in the blood of everyone he has ever guarded against, howling loud enough to be heard across every one of the 9 worlds. He does not test you, as Cerberus tested the Greek dead. He simply announces you. And once you are announced, the gates of Hell's kingdom open, and do not open twice. This is Helheim, and it belongs entirely to one ruler, Hel herself, daughter of Loki, given this kingdom by Odin himself when she was still a child, exiled here for what she might one day become. Half of her face and body are described as living flesh, warm and human. The other half is the grey-blue of a corpse, already halfway into decay. She rules a hall called Eleuthnia, sprayed with snow, where the dead who arrive are not tortured and not rewarded. They simply remain. Picture a vast grey silence. No feast, no battle, no fire, only the dead sitting exactly where they sat the hour they arrived, waiting through a stillness that has no calendar. This is not a punishment. Old age took most of them, or sickness, or simply time. Helheim is not where the wicked go. It is only where the ordinary dead go, in a mythology that saves its glory for warriors and quietly forgets almost everyone else. And here is the coldest truth in this entire kingdom. None of it is permanent. Every hall, every hound, every god described tonight is already living on borrowed time. The Norse called the ending Ragnarok, the final battle, when the bindings holding back the world's oldest monsters finally give way, when Naglfar, the ship built entirely from the fingernails and toenails of the unmourned dead, sails at last, and even Hel's own realm empties its dead into the final war. Odin's Einherjar were never gathered for glory. They were gathered because he already knows he loses this battle, and every soul in Valhalla is spending eternity training for a war their king cannot win. Even the gods in this mythology are mortal in the end. You have crossed a burning bridge, heard a hound announce your name, and stood in a hall that waits for a war it cannot survive. Every kingdom of the dead I have shown you believes something different about what a life is worth. Here, the Norse believed the manner of your death mattered more than the shape of your life, and even that was only ever temporary. Next, I will carry the lantern west, across the ocean, to a land the old Aztec peoples called Mictlan, 9 levels down, where every soul, good or wicked, must simply endure the journey to earn its rest. Until then, walk well, and keep watching the sky for wings.